When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. Septum Sin versus the Wild. Septum Sin versus the Wild. Septum Sin versus the Wild. Septum Sin versus the world.
I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching Septum Sen vs. the World. I'm Septum Sen. I'm here with Kodabuki Jake.
Hi.
And we're here to show you what we got.
Show me what you got. I want to see what you got. Oh boy.
All right. So we got some fun stuff. I went with a very simple theme this week, and my very simple theme was Disney Movie Club.
Woo!
For the first time ever, I think, they sent it in a box instead of that stupid flimsy cardboard envelope thing that they always use.
We have like multiples then on that.
Well, I have 5 items, which may be the most I've ordered at once, but still.
That 50% is nice, especially with some that don't go on sale.
Yes. And that was one of the reasons I jumped on this. To be honest, I paid a little more for a couple than I should have. And my average price, I think, came out to $16 per item, which for Disney items on Blu-ray is not bad. But anyway, I ended up... Y'all may have heard me complain a couple times that they shipped my items like a month and a half, almost 2 months ago, I think. A month and a half at least. And a month later, I still had not gotten them, and there was no indication on my account that they had been delivered, which makes me wonder what happened. It will happen. It's like, but at any rate, I sent them a quick little email, and they're like, "Oh, we're so sorry your order wasn't magical," or something like that. And then they sent them out, and I finally got them. So this is my order, and honestly, the main order, my club selection, was something that I paid more than I really wanted to, but it was the excuse for the order, basically.
I gotta turn down mine.
Yeah. I had 2 conversions that I'm leading off with, and the first one is a movie I've always loved. It does have a few moments that didn't age as well as we'd like, but it's still a fun movie that has some really fun music, and I'm talking, of course, of The Jungle Book, which, like I said, this was an upgrade. I had this one on DVD, but now I have it on Blu-ray. And, of course, Bare Necessities is the song that should have won original song that year, instead of that stupid Dr. Dolittle that's not even a song.
Yeah, well.
But it's just a good, fun film, and, now I have it on Blu-ray.
Mine does not have a theme. It's other than stuff that's been on my shelf for way too long that needs to go ahead and be brought up on here. So the first one was a used one that I'd bought, and it has 2 films on it, and I need to make sure I watched them both before I could take a look. And it is a Stephen King set. For sometimes they come back, and sometimes they come back again.
Ooh.
Yeah, again, it's kind of cool to have that, and I don't like these. I really don't. These 2-sided dealios. Because they get scratched up like nobody's business. But essentially, both of them have a similar concept. People died, and now the ghosts have come back to kind of reclaim the ones that did not die. They come back for vengeance, essentially.
Oh, good times.
And they can only be killed a certain way. So, it's a kind of a cool set of horror, and there's a third one that was released years and years later that I do have as well, which I'll show on a future pickup. And they're fun. This one is out of print. They need a good re-release. They have a Stephen King movie collection that's out.
Mhm.
That's not so bad. It's $20 for like 7 films, and The Stand is included in that. But these are not, which is kind of sad. But this is worth having in your collection.
Good times.
All right.
All right. And sometimes they come back in live action. Because actually, this next movie is one that's already spawned 2 live action movies, and there's a third one coming out in a sort of a reboot attempt, I suppose. And this one is the film that spawned one of the all-time greatest villain songs. Talking, of course, of Cruella de Vil from 101 Dalmatians. Like I said, I already had this, but now I have it with a nice kind of embossed cover and a Blu-ray limited edition version. And, of course, both of these do have a pretty decent amount of bonus features on them. What's that?
I think of the song Cruella de Vil.
Yes. And, of course, the film Cruella is the one I'm thinking of. That's in production. I want to say Emma Stone's playing her, which could be interesting.
I'm surprised they haven't tried to reboot it just from the get-go and just do a straight animation to live action, frame for frame, 101 Dalmatians like they have every other one.
Oh, they'll get to it.
Yeah.
They'll get to it. Like, actually, isn't this weekend when Aladdin came out? From what I understand, it's been doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, so these two, like I said, are just up conversions. But they were really, more than anything, my excuse for the other 3. But overall, Disney does a really good job cleaning their stuff up for Blu-ray. I definitely would give them props for that. So these should look really good and sound really good, no doubt about it. Yeah.
You see, the next step is this. After they've done all the live actions, they need to go back through and use all the old songs and all the old voice acting and just do computer animated Pixar style of all their old films. And
right.
That way they can just, again, you could buy the same film 3 times in 3 different formats.
Well, they'll do that. But, I mean, Cruella's part of a weird offshoot they've been doing.
Sort of like that one with the Maleficent.
Well, they've got a second one of those.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yes.
Which didn't even do that well, though.
Yeah.
Well, Disney. Here's another one that's a long time coming for me, but it is a 4K, and it's one we did for Movies Galore, and that is The Dark Crystal. And when we did it for Inside Movies Galore, and if you haven't watched it, you need to watch that episode. But that should tell you how long ago this has been sitting here for the pickups list. But this is it. This was an upgrade for me. I got it for $10 at Best Buy. And it's worth having.
It looks good.
Upgraded. And this you watched it with us when we watched this, and the detail might even have been a little bit too good, because you could actually see some of the, just some of the makings of the film. But the detail, it's just amazing. It's a spectacular cleanup. And this is one of the great Jim Henson fantasy tales. Tale?
Yes.
It's about this group of wizards who were split apart, literally, into their good and evil halves. And now all the stars are aligning on the anniversary of this, and either they will be separated forever in darkness, or they will find a unification. And it's up to 2 young heroes to try and save the world. Very good. Very wonderful, memorable characters. Fairly standard fantasy story, but wonderful Jim Henson work.
All right. So, I'm actually going to be back momentarily to our commentary on Disney and their love of sequels.
Cats.
My next 2 have upcoming sequels. And the first one is one that I'd actually purchased before on a Black Friday sale at Movie Stop, and opened it up and found out that the disc was missing, and I took it back.
Don't.
And I just never got around to getting it again, so I am way overdue for this one. I finally have added to my collection Toy Story 3.
Ah.
Of course, I already have the first two. This is the 3-disc edition that has quite a bit of stuff on it, quite a lot of bonus features. It's a really nice edition. I will be the first to admit I have never been the huge Toy Story fan that a lot of people are. I like them a lot, but they've never been at the top of my Pixar list. I did love that movie, doctored movie poster we found of this one that said, "You're going to cry." I love that. Is the honest, what was it, honest movie title or something?
Well, they are the best example of what is old is new.
Yeah.
About how you can take a story and repurpose it and make it into something just different enough to make it something spectacular in and of itself.
See, I give them a little more credit with their sequels than he does, but still, they do tend to do a lot on the same basic formula.
Cars 2 is much more original story-wise to Cars 1 than Toy Story 3 was to Toy Story 2.
And this, of course, was guaranteed to win the year it came out. Even though How to Train Your Dragon was a better film, even though Summer Wars, which wasn't even nominated, should have won. And Tangled wasn't even nominated, and it should have been nominated.
Oh, yeah.
But
Tangled showed that Disney was really starting to catch up to Pixar, even though that same company, but yeah.
I give this one an edge over Tangled, but not a huge edge. I know that may be blasphemy to some, but I am very thrilled to finally have it, just in time for number 4 to come out, and I'll probably take 2 or 3 years to get that one.
And I still have 1 through 3 on DVD.
I do have them all on Blu-ray, yes.
So my next one is one I don't really remember much. It's one that I got in a like bulk deal, and I like some B films. And this one here is Asylum of Terror. It used to be a prison for the criminally insane, and now it's a haunted house.
Yes.
And one of its former residents wants to come home. Tonight, curious thrill seekers enter the Asylum of Terror and travel down death row for a frightening good time. Unbeknownst to them, a serial killer and former guest of the asylum has infiltrated the staged carnage and begun his own form of entertainment. Alright, it's not presented as well on the back, but it did remind me. It's not a legit haunted house. It's one of those haunted houses like, you go to, the ones that they make like at the fairs and stuff like that.
Well, your description just now made me think of Hellfest, but it's probably not quite as fancy.
It's a concept, similar to that, but not quite. And Hellfest is much better.
Yeah.
But I did find it entertaining because, you have a bunch of people looking at regular scares from this place, and this guy's kind of mixing in between and killing people off as it goes. So it's Hellfest before Hellfest. And Hellfest did it better.
Yes, it did.
So, that's it for mine.
It was intriguing for me watching Arrow Season 2, and I'm like, I know that girl. Oh, yeah, it's the girl from Hellfest. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It was cool. But anyway, so next up we have another Disney film that's getting a sequel this year. And so far I've not been blown away by the trailers. But this is a film that was in the "you don't have that seriously" pile for a good while.
Oh.
I finally got a hold of Frozen.
Oh, just let it go.
Yes, Let It Go.
I love that cover, though. That's beautiful.
Yeah, well, this is supposedly a Disney Movie Club exclusive cover. At least that's what they said. It is nice and shiny, but but this is one that I really needed to get. It's another one that was kind of overrated. It should not have beat the Ghibli film from that year, but that song was a powerhouse. That was a juggernaut, no doubt about it. And it's was it Honest Trailers, I guess, where they said that they did the Get It Out, get the song out of my head. I loved it.
I was trying to see if I could find it. There it is.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, and good, it does have the Get a Horse short, which I did like. I thought it was a nice...
You can compare the two if you want.
Yeah, this is more of the traditional edition there. But, they're the same size on the shelf.
But don't mix it up with that one. We watched that for Inside Movies Galore.
We might get to this one eventually, but I don't know what the interest level will be. But, not a bad film. I enjoyed it. It's fun. It's a very fun movie. But I was hell-bent on getting this one for no more than $16 or so.
Yeah, that is a cool
I did not want to pay $20. So again, I ended up getting it right at what I was willing to pay, but for a special cover.
Is that a different cover than jacket, or is it the same thing underneath?
Let's find out. No, that's your old school inside.
Okay, so...
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Alright, well, this next one is one that's going to be coming up on Inside Movies Galore in June. Matter of fact, after Katie's and Dave's, so in about 4 weeks. And that is going to be Barfly. Mickey Rourke and Faye Dunaway. Now, this is a very out-of-print film. What you're looking at is it's not that hard to track down, but still, it's hard to find a great condition copy. And they didn't print a ton of these. But this was one of my father's favorite films. It's based loosely off of a true story. Mickey Rourke plays this famous poet. And this poet basically drinks away most of his money and just lives kind of a transient lifestyle. He ends up running into Faye Dunaway, and they kind of make each other worse in the situation.
Good times.
It is pretty well done, very well acted. Mickey Rourke can act when he needs to.
He definitely can.
I mean, The Wrestler was really good.
Oh, he was great in that one.
So it's worth it. It's worth a watch, and I'm hoping that the Inside Movies Galore tribute to it will spread the word about this film. At least that's my hope, anyway.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
All right. So my last one hasn't been out long enough for there to truly be a rage over its exclusion from my collection. But even so, it's one that I'm surprised it took me so long to get. And I still didn't get the deal that he got. He apparently saw it for sale at a price that I have never seen matched. But one of the films that I personally loved, despite claims that it repurposed the plot, was last year's movie Incredibles 2, which
that's the one I got at the Target sale. Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah, you lucked that out. I seriously have not seen this film for under $20. Period.
Yeah.
So getting these three for essentially $16 each, what made it worthwhile to pay $16 for those, I think, because it's a good, reasonable overall price.
Disney doesn't really come down on their prices.
No,
very
they
often.
don't. It doesn't very much at all. But But I like this movie, and I will admit it could have been more original, but it was a fun movie. It really was kind of more of the same in a good way, but it would have been nice with 14 years if they'd stepped a little more outside of their box. But, you know,
Yeah.
it was very good, and with this, I think I now have most of my top films for the year.
See, that's
Yeah.
the one thing that I thought of when I looked at that. I really do feel like if they had stepped up their game and they'd gone for something entirely original, which they could have done with that movie, they could have beat Into the Spider-Verse. It was their game to lose, and Sony just stepped up.
Yeah.
I can't fault them on it. They stepped up and they kind of snatched it away from them.
Yeah, Spider-Verse was awesome.
So, I mean, even to this day, I'm surprised that Spider-Verse managed to take the win.
Yeah.
But it just shows you, Pixar, you can't just always expect that the same old is there.
I should probably try to set up a day where I can watch this, Mirai, and Spider-Verse and see which one really does come out on top. That might be fun.
Which ones? Okay, it was Mirai, that one was Spider-Verse, and what was the other one?
The other ones that were nominated?
Yeah, the other one.
That's a good question.
Because I know
Those
there
were
was
the ones we cared about.
I know there was at least one more.
Well, there were 5.
Wasn't Boss Baby.
No, that was like a year or two before. Stupid. Should have been Night of Short Walk On, Girl. But
Yeah, I mean, that would have been better to have.
why am I'm drawing a blank.
Just like drawing a blank for these releases.
Wow.
Let me see, and I know I've seen all of them.
Yeah.
Film 2018.
Yeah. Oh,
Let's
well, Ralph Breaks the Internet was one of them.
Okay, Ralph
I
Breaks
still
the
need to
Internet.
watch my copy of that.
So you see, you need to put that one on there. Let me see, that's 2019. There we go.
Yeah.
Alright, so it was that... Oh. Okay. And there was one more.
Yes, there was one more.
And let's see here. There's Into the Spider-Verse, obviously.
Obviously.
Ralph Breaks the Internet, Mirai,
Oh,
and Isle of Dogs.
Oh man, how did we forget that one?
And if you don't have Isle of Dogs now, I know you will eventually.
I will
have it,
eventually.
yes.
I need to get it.
So then you could actually do a full out, just run through it. I do have all of those,
Yeah.
but that would be kind of cool. Just do a full out like one.
Well, I have to prioritize Mirai regardless for our movie list.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
my last one has to do with this upcoming Inside Movies Galore. And that is going to be on the film Suspiria. But not this version. I've covered this version a little bit earlier. This is the version that was Synapse released. And Synapse is pretty decent with their horror releases. They got a lot of good special features. I finally broke into this and watched it yesterday evening. Fell asleep and missed half of it. So I had to do it again today. And it's not a bad film. I really enjoyed it. Very good art direction. Argento is excellent with art direction. But he does have a love of maggots and pacing problems that tend to make it hard for me to stay awake sometimes and keep my stomach. But
Well, just imagine if you're watching it in the original Italian.
this one here has a lot more English than the other one I'm going to talk about. And it is essentially about this girl who goes to this ballet school. And a lot of these odd murders are happening. And she's trying to get to the bottom of it and the odd happenings around the school. And you're going to need to watch that because we're doing a double feature. We're covering that one again because we did cover it originally before I was there. It was one of the first feature films covered on Inside Movies Galore. And of course there was the much longer sequel, which is my pickup, Suspiria.
Sequel?
Well, remake. With Dakota Johnson, Tilda Swinton, Mia Goth, and Chloe Grace Moritz. Which is oddly has less English than that one did.
Really?
lot of German. A lot of focus on World War II Germany and the split between East and West Berlin. So, a lot of German. And some French. And some English. So, a lot of languages there. And this one is very long. It is like 2.5 hours long.
Ugh.
And it has a lot of scenes that Argento probably would have been proud of in the gore area. So, suffice to say, it was a long ride. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah.
Alright, well, with that being said, I guess we've got our pickups of the week. What is it that you picked up this week that you're particularly happy about? Let us know in the comments below. And, of course, as always, we will see you on the next one.
Goodbye.